Bearing the faint scent of antiseptic from the pediatric ICU, her hands trembled slightly as she clutched the court summons, not from fear, but from exhaustion. She had been awake for nearly 36 hours straight, fighting alongside her medical team to save the life of a 7-year-old boy who had been struck by a drunk driver 3 blocks from this very courthouse. The bailiff directed her to courtroom B, where she was scheduled to testify as a witness in a medical malpractice case involving her former colleague. As she pushed through the heavy wooden doors, every eye in the room turned toward her. The stark contrast was immediate and uncomfortable rows of people in expensive suits and formal attire, while she stood there in her working uniform, a stethoscope still hanging around her neck. Judge Harrison Blackwell presided from his elevated bench, his silver hair perfectly coiffed, his black robes pristine and imposing. At 62, he had built a reputation as one of the most formidable judges in the district, known for his sharp wit and even sharper tongue. He had little patience for what he considered disrespect for his courtroom, and as his gaze fell upon Sarah, his expression darkened visibly. Sarah made her way to the witness stand. Aware of the whispers rippling through the gallery, she could hear fragments of conversations, people questioning why someone would show up to court dressed like she had just walked out of a hospital, which of course she had. Judge Blackwell's voice cut through the murmur like a blade. "Excuse me, miss. Are you aware that this is a court of law, not a medical facility?" His tone dripped with condescension, and several people in the gallery chuckled nervously. Sarah looked up at him, her dark eyes steady despite her fatigue. "Yes, Your Honor, I am aware." "Then perhaps you can explain why you've chosen to appear in my courtroom dressed so inappropriately. Do you not own proper attire? Do you not understand the respect this institution demands?" Judge Blackwell leaned forward, clearly enjoying the attention his scolding was generating. The courtroom fell silent. Sarah felt the weight of every stare, the judgment in every glance. For a moment, she considered apologizing, explaining briefly, and moving on. But something deeper stirred within her, not anger, but a profound need to speak a truth that suddenly felt more important than courtroom protocol. "Your Honor," Sarah began, her voice gaining strength with each word, "I apologize if my appearance offends the court. I came here directly from the hospital because I received a subpoena requiring my testimony today. I've been working for 36 hours straight because a little boy named Marcus was dying and every second counted." Judge Blackwell's eyebrows raised, but Sarah continued before he could interrupt. "These scrubs that you find so inappropriate? They're stained with the sweat of a 12-hour surgery, where we reattached a construction worker's arm so he could hold his daughter again. They carry the tears of a mother whose premature baby took her first breath after 2 weeks on life support. This stethoscope around my neck has listened to the heartbeats of hundreds of patients who trusted me with their lives." The courtroom was now completely silent, every person hanging on her words. "You ask if I understand the respect this institution demands. I do, Your Honor, but I also understand that respect is earned through service, through sacrifice, through putting others before yourself. I've missed birthdays, holidays, and family gatherings because someone needed medical care. I've held the hands of dying patients so they wouldn't be alone in their final moments. I've worked double shifts without complaint because healing doesn't follow a schedule." Sarah's voice grew stronger, more passionate. "I didn't choose to wear these scrubs to court out of disrespect. I wore them because this is who I am. I'm a nurse, Your Honor, and I'm proud of that. While this court seeks justice through law, I seek it through healing. While you judge cases, I help save lives." Judge Blackwell sat back in his chair, his stern expression beginning to soften as the weight of her words settled over the courtroom. "You're right that this is a court of law," Sarah continued, "but it's also a place where truth matters. The truth is that I could have gone home, changed into a suit, and presented myself as you expected. But that would have meant abandoning Marcus, the 7-year-old who needed me more than this courtroom needed my formal appearance. His life hung in the balance, and I made a choice to prioritize saving him over satisfying dress code expectations." Tears glistened in several jurors' eyes. Even the stenographer had stopped typing, completely absorbed in Sarah's testimony. If wearing these scrubs shows disrespect to your court, then I am truly sorry. But if saving a child's life and then rushing here to fulfill my civic duty shows disrespect, then I respectfully disagree with that assessment." Judge Blackwell was quiet for a long moment, his hands folded before him. When he finally spoke, his voice was notably different, softer, thoughtful. "Miss Martinez," he said, reading her name from the court documents, "I owe you an apology. You're absolutely right. True respect isn't found in what we wear, but in how we serve others. Your dedication to your patients and your commitment to being here despite your exhaustion shows more respect for this institution than any suit ever could." He looked out over the courtroom. "This woman represents the very best of what it means to Sarah Martinez stepped through the courthouse doors at 2:47 p.m. Her blue scrubs still serve others. She reminds us that justice takes many forms. Sometimes it's a verdict, sometimes it's a life saved." The courtroom erupted in spontaneous applause, and Judge Blackwell did nothing to stop it.